Hi guys, so I'm off to the gym now and I'm actually going to film a requested video for a beginner's workout, and I'm going to do one for the gym and also use the gym back room to do one for the home. But before I did that, I just wanted to give you an idea about trainers for beginners. So I wear three different kinds most of all. These I absolutely love, flat ones. For a beginner, I wouldn't suggest using these because they're not very flexible, they haven't got much support in them. They're really cute and I use them for doing, when I go to the gym and I do like a leg session, because the flatness there enables me to keep my heel down and really push on my heels to activate my glutes. So I wouldn't go with that as a beginner because it's not very supportive when you're doing more plyometric, bouncy, runny and that kind of stuff. Next one. These is what I'm going to wear today, and this kind of trainer with like a medium bit of a heel is what I would suggest, unless of course there are the trainers that are built that are supposed to be naturally like your feet, and a lot of people get on with those really well. I didn't actually, I tried them for a while, but I quite like to have some kind of support here where my arch goes, because I'm quite high arched. So anyway, these are like amazing. They're like gloves, they are really bouncy, they're fantastic, and this is a good all-rounder. So if I'm not sure if I want to do a mixture of things at the gym, or I'm not really sure what I want to do, I'll always go with these. And I would therefore suggest for a beginner that these would be brilliant because it's basically a cross trainer, you can do anything in them. Final ones, these, my Air Max, do absolutely love, but the heel's really quite high, so I definitely don't train legs in these. I might do cardio and stuff in them, or upper body work, but it's certainly, again, I wouldn't recommend those for a beginner because you want to get that flexibility and that full range of movement going on as well. So these are the winners, medium. All right, see you at the gym. So just to warm up before you've actually done anything, I would advise going on, say, a cross trainer or a bike or something, or the walking machine. Cross trainer is really good because you're using your whole body. So if you can, a cross trainer is great. Keep your core tight so you're nice and balanced. 5 minutes or 10 minutes to let your whole body warm up and your body start to move. But then I would also do some mobility exercises. So things like just some squats, pushing your bum backwards, keeping yourself nice and upright, and some twists, so keeping your core in tight, letting your neck follow the way that you're going, and then some reverse lunges, so stepping backwards, if your balance is good enough. See how that feels. My balance isn't always brilliant. You have to look at a spot, it's my tip. Look at one spot ahead of you, and that normally helps. And then also, it's like a good morning exercise, so feet hip width apart again, hands up by your ears, and tilt forward by pushing your bum backwards. So you can see my hips go back. My neck stays in alignment, so I don't want to keep my head up, I don't want to look right down, I want to stay nice and straight, hips backwards and up, and you should really feel this in the back of your legs and your bum. Keep them nice and strong, and move it up. This is just warming those muscles up, stretching them and making them work to pull yourself up. Pull nice and tight for that one. And then, if you have a bit on the cross trainer, you want to be jogging on the spot, all that kind of stuff to get your heart rate up. Cross trainer is good for that though. And then apart from that, just some nice shoulder rolls. And in and out. So you're closing up, opening your back up, in, out. And you can do some nice wide ones, so you're just opening everything up. And then of course, when you do the exercises, start really light for every single exercise. Keep it really light, do it one set, really nice and light, just get your body warmed up and ready to use it properly. And then for the next set, you go a little bit heavier, and then we want to go for 3 sets if you can. So 3 sets of 12 reps for each exercise. For each set, get a bit heavier. And the last set, you know, if it feels comfortable without pain, then go pretty heavy. And it should feel pretty difficult by the time you get to, like, say, reps 8 to 10. So that's when your body's going to be changing, because it's having to struggle to push that weight. So apologies for this crazy audio. I did originally film it all in the gym, including me talking to you guys, but the audio didn't come out very good. So I'm going to attempt to speak over and hopefully explain it properly to you. So the first one we're starting with is the leg press. You might want to get the seat back from where it originally is to get in, and then you can use a little lever to bring it back down so that your legs are nice and comfortable, and you should have almost like a parallel thigh. The next thing is looking at the weight and making sure that the weight to begin with is nice and low, so at least you can get used to that feeling before you start adding any heavier weight. And the next part, you've got to get your feet right. So start first off with your feet around hip width apart, and I have my toes slightly turned outwards so that my knees will track out as I go up, because as women our knees tend to fall in. And then you're just going to squeeze throughout your whole legs and your glutes to be able to push back. So squeezing and coming down. Squeeze through your whole legs and coming down. It's work your whole legs. It's a great exercise. And as with all exercises, as you do the most difficult part, that's when you want to breathe out. We are going to go with 12 reps to begin with, and we're going to do the same for each exercise. And then the next thing you're going to do is straight into another exercise, which is what I'm explaining here. We're going to do 2 exercises back to back, and that is called a superset. And the reason we do a superset, i.e. the 2 exercises back to back, is because it means that we keep our metabolism high, our heart rate up, and it obviously saves lots of time in the gym. We're actually going to do the bicep curl. So the blood is going to be moving from our lower body to our upper body, which helps really keep those calories burning. So we're going to start with feet hip width apart, and we're going to squeeze up and slowly lower down. Start again with a nice low weight, as you can see here, because you don't want to go heavy and hurt yourself. Especially, you need to make sure that you're all warmed up and everything beforehand, and you can always increase the weight on the next set. So the most difficult part of this exercise is as you lift the weight up, and therefore you're going to breathe out at that point and breathe in as you slowly lower down. Really squeeze your bicep at the very top to make sure you get maximum contraction. Again, 12 reps for this one. You're going to complete each superset 3 times in total. So your next superset begins with a shoulder press, and just like the other machine, the first thing you need to do is to adjust your seat. I'm relatively tall, I'm 5'8", find number 5, the mid number on the seat, the most comfortable for me. You want to be able to feel a bit like you're sat on a chair. You don't want your knees higher than your pelvis. So you need to be nice and comfortable, your feet underneath so it can support your spine. And then again, you adjust the weight, making sure you've got it nice and low to begin with. Put your hands into position so that your knuckles are facing up and your palms are facing forwards. And then you are going to think about your muscles in your shoulders to be able to squeeze and raise that above your head. Really squeeze your shoulders, and again, just like the other one, at the very top movement, make sure you concentrate on that squeeze to contract those muscles properly, rather than just thinking about the movement, getting it up and down as fast as you can. The most difficult part of this exercise is as you push up, and therefore you're going to breathe out at that time. 12 reps of that exercise, and then supersetting with a plank. And for that, you're going to be carrying around a little gym mat around the gym with you, or at least for this part anyway. The mat just means that it doesn't matter what the floor's like, doesn't matter where that machine is in the gym, you can pop it down and get straight in. So the first thing you do is get onto your hands and knees, and you want to make sure that your hands are positioned underneath your shoulders so that your weight's distributed well. You're obviously going to come down onto your elbows, always make sure that then your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And what I'm showing you here is you do not want your back to be like arced the wrong way. You want to keep yourself nice and straight, and to do that you have to tighten those tummy muscles, and that's how the exercise itself works, because your muscles are nice and tight. Now, if you have done this before and you feel comfortable doing this and can do it safely without your back arcing, then you can get up onto your feet. That's the most advanced one, but again, I'm just showing you here, do not let yourself flop in the middle. You need to keep yourself nice and straight, core nice and tight. So you're pulling up through your pelvic floor and pulling your tummy in as far as you can towards your spine. And you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. If you're new to this or you have back trouble, then make sure you start this exercise on your knees and you can progress up. So your next exercise, or superset should I say, begins with a lat pull down. We're going to use a lat pull down machine at the gym, but we're also going to superset that by doing a tricep press using the same machine. So we're going to be doing our back and our triceps at the same time with the same machine. Again, like with anything, the first thing is to adjust the seat. On this one and on most of them, it's that padding area at the top that you adjust. And you want to make sure that you adjust it so that it's nice and snug onto your thighs, because as you're going to pull the weight down, the actual weight itself is going to be pulling up. And your feet, they don't want to be in front of you. They want to come back underneath so that, again, you're nice and level, your spine is supported, your tummy is in nice and tight. So then from this point on, once you've got the seat adjusted, you're going to hold the bar before sitting down. You can go really wide down here, and it really does work those lat muscles, which is the sides of your back. But to begin with, I would certainly go wide, but not quite so wide. So you can see there, I'm still nice and wide, but not all the way out. And that means that the movement or the exercise is not going to be too strong straight off. What I do then is I think about squeezing my shoulder blades back and down behind me to be able to pull the weight down. So you can see my elbows come down towards my sides. Although you're going to use your muscles in your arms, it's going to mostly come from your back if you are able to concentrate and purposefully use those muscles. And that's the most important thing in all of this weight training, that you really think about the muscles that are working and squeeze them really tight to make that movement happen. The more you do that, the more muscle fibers you recruit, the better your muscles will respond. And that's the aim of this game, because we're wanting to tone all of the muscles in our body to be able to get that nice shape that you're after. As you can see, I'm coming down towards the top of my chest with this, so my head is tilted slightly back. Don't want to knock my nose off, which I have done in the past, so just be a little bit careful. And so, like I said, we're going to superset this with a tricep press for the backs of our arms. So we're going to just stand up for this one. And we're going to want to have a weight that's even lighter than our back weight, the one we just did the lat pull down with, because the triceps are not normally as strong as our lat muscles. So going to stand with my feet behind the seat here, and I slightly hinge at the hip, and I'm going to now hold this bar as a close grip. So wide grip for back, close grip for your tricep press. I mean, you can also do close grip back exercises, but for beginning and getting us started, then this is a good way to do it. So tummy in nice and tight, hips slightly hinged backwards. And then we're going to bring the weight down to the starting position where our elbows are in nice and tight to the body. And that's the only part of this movement that's going to take place, is the movement at the elbow and the forearm pushing down as we squeeze the back of our arm.
Breathe out.
So our tricep muscle at the back of our arm
Breathe in.
makes that movement happen.
Breathe out.
So keep your arms nice and close to your body, tummy in nice and tight, and just concentrate on getting a good squeeze with the backs of your arms to come all the way down, and then slowly lower up again. The next set, or superset should I say, that you're going to begin with starts with a chest press. Again, this is another gym machine. It's always good as a beginner to start with machines because the movement is controlled. First thing is always get that chair nice and comfortable. You want your thighs parallel to the floor so that you feel comfortable and you're in a nice strong position. And then of course change the weight, start really nice and light so that you know exactly how it feels and get used to it before you do. Hand position, you want your fists facing forward this time. Tummy in nice and tight, and you're going to be pushing forwards. And to do that, you're going to squeeze your chest. So breathe out as you push up, because this is the most difficult part again. So breathe out, relax in, breathe out, and in, out, and in. As with all of these exercises and every exercise you do, you always want to keep your tummy nice and tight throughout. If this weight feels really, really light, then your next set, of course, increase that weight, and you will gradually increase that as you get stronger, because what the aim is here is to build those chest muscles, making them nice and strong for you. And we're going to superset this chest one with a side lunge. Just I want to work every part of our body in this workout. So we're doing different exercises. It's going to work every part of you. Start with our feet positioned quite wide, toes pointed slightly out. And we're going to pull our tummy in nice and tight as always. And the most important thing about this is we're going to basically push our hips backwards. We're not thinking about getting our knees to go forward to get low, because that will take our knees over our toes and that can cause knee pain. We're wanting to make sure that our knees track out, facing towards our toes always. So you're going to push your hips right back and sink into that one leg. So you've got one leg nice and straight, the other one you're sinking back into your hip. Your body wants to stay nice in alignment, tummy in nice and tight. You work in the inner thigh as well as your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads, so the whole of your legs. Really nice exercise, this one. For this you'd like to do 12 reps either side. So do one leg and then go for the other leg. Again, making sure that that toe is pointed slightly out and that your hips are pushed backwards, not like that with your knees forwards. So push your hips backwards, and as you do that, your knee's going to bend, but it's not going to go over your toe. You're going to hit all of those leg muscles exactly as you want to target them. It's a great exercise, guys. So 12 either side. So you can do 12 chest press and then 12 of these either side. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Get to the gym, don't be scared, be proud that you are there, enjoy it, and do you know what? It's one of those things that it ends up being like a meditation, because you have to think so hard and really connect to the feelings in your muscles to be able to make it an effective workout. So everything else that's going on in your mind, the stresses of home and work and everything else, goes out of your mind, and you just focus on those muscles and really get to enjoy it. And make sure as well that you cool down. So you want your heart rate to slow down and get a good old stretch before you leave the gym. Epsom salts baths are very good if you've got sore muscles. Make sure you get a really good meal after you've trained as well. Really good balanced meal with some good quality proteins, lots of veggies, and some very healthy carbs. So sweet potatoes or whole grain rice, that kind of thing. Hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. And of course, let me know if you've got anything else that you'd like me to do, because I'm here to help you guys, and that's what makes me feel good. So let me know how I can help. Let me know what you want to know, and I will get onto it. Thank you.